Maiden SA, and I am here finally, hopefully, bringing you guys the look for the conspiracy palette. Um, you're gonna remember if you come out a week and a half ago, 2 weeks, I was like, yeah, I finally got my conspiracy palette. We're gonna play with it a little. We're gonna create a look. This video is the fourth attempt at this video for you guys. And conspiracy palette as a video. Like I wish I could joke about that and like not feel somewhat serious, but every single time I have tried to put this video together for you guys, something has happened. And all of the sudden, like the video breaks in the middle, something happens that just goes completely haywire. And I'm at a point of no return. So it's not even a situation where I can just stop video and go back. Like I'm too far in to start it over or to pick up where it left off. So yeah, so we're going to really hope that today is the final attempt we're going to have to make at this to, get this video up for you guys, because I'm sure you guys have kind of missed having some of this content coming out. So hey, let's go ahead and get to it. So one of the things, I don't know if all of you have been following through Instagram and Twitter, but I was selected by Influencer to try the L'Oreal Lift triple power serum. I have noticed that there's a lot of reduction in the fine lines through here as well as under my eyes. Because I have a really expressive face, like I think nothing short of Botox is going to get rid of all this. But that's just because I talk with my hands and I talk with my face a lot and it's all really expressive. So I do move those parts of my face a lot. So, but I'm definitely kind of impressed with those results. I do still have some of the cream that I am still using. So we're just going to kind of see how it continues to work and improve over time. So let's go ahead and get started. I've gone ahead and moisturized, but I haven't put on my primer yet. So I'm going to go ahead and dig in with my Frida Kahlo Ulta Perfect Canvas Face Primer. But before we get too far into this, don't forget, with Easter coming up, I do have that Easter Shield Maiden's Favorite Things giveaway coming up. So make sure that you go ahead and hop on over to the Birds of Prey video that you're going to see right up there. And make sure that you follow those instructions to get entered. Sorry, guys. Allergies. Not what you think it is. Like I said, just allergies. I promise. I am doing everything I can to stay at home. I do kind of enjoy my home time, especially because I have a lot of things that I want to try to accomplish every single week, and sometimes being out and about prevents that. So I am definitely taking this time to, work on other projects, try things I've wanted to try. If you've hopped over to my Instagram, you'll see that I was baking bread in a crock pot. I saw that this was a really awesome recipe idea on the internet. It's been all over Facebook, all over social media, and I'm like, you know what? Hey, I know how to cook. I can follow a recipe. Let me go ahead and check this out. Because honestly, anytime you're doing any kind of recipe, regardless of what the reason is, like, I mean, maybe you just want to try something new. Maybe you just want to tell yourself, hey, I know how to bake. Look at this. The first time you ever make it should not be when you're planning on needing it. So, just kind of like some people I know, like this look is probably going to come out looking really cool because of the fact that, one, I've done it 4 times so far. And so with that being said, I've had 4 tries to fix anything I did wrong the first 3 times. So just like with that, just cooking's the same way. Sometimes the first time you make something, it isn't going to come out how you expect. That can be a lot of different factors. It can be a difference in the way that you measured in your ingredients, the type of climate you live in even. If you live somewhere that's high humidity, like where I live in South Texas, we have a lot of high humidity here. So that humidity can factor in baking times. It can factor in consistencies. So I have to learn how to bake and accommodate that. So anytime I try something, hey, I try it the first time. I may even try it a second or third time before I completely give up. But yeah, so like right now I literally have bread in the crock pot cooking while I'm doing this video. First things first, we are going to go ahead and dig in with the Il Maquillage I'm Flawless Concealer. We're just going to get this around the eyes since I'm going to be using a lot of really dark colors with this palette. And we're going to start with the eyes because if there's fallout, I want to be able to cover that with my foundation. So we're not going to do full foundation yet. We're just going to put on our concealer and see where that takes us. I am going to go ahead and apply this using my Tati Blendiful Beauty Blender. And where's my mirror? There we go. Because I need a mirror. Because yes, it does look a little bit different when it's here versus me watching what is in the monitor. And I am going to do my best with this, guys. I know like one of the last times I was doing this, I felt like I had like the mirror or like the palette like in front of my face a lot. So I'm going to try and be better about not having that as in front of my face. All right, so we've done that. We've got our concealer on. I do still like to go ahead and apply just a little bit of an additional eyeshadow primer. So I am going to dig in with the Bare Study Pro Longwear Paint Pot. And once again, I'm going to grab the Tati Blendiful Mini. And I'm just going to grab some of that there. And I'm going to pack it on my eyes. And the nice thing about this is when you're adding these kind of extra layers, it can help with the blending of your shades. It's going to help with how they lay. So yeah, so if you're ever wondering like why do people put this extra primer on even after they've done a concealer, it's purely just there as an extra layer to basically just kind of like help smooth everything out. So we're going to go, oh, see there, I did it again. I am trying to get better about that, guys. Like there are just certain times when I'm just really not, I guess I'm paying more attention to what I'm doing than what you guys are seeing. So I'm going to try and get better about that. All right. So now that we have all that done, now it is time to get into our palette. Once I get this lid back on this. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to dig in with the Conspiracy palette. I think this may be the palette in the collection I have used the most because, well, it's taken me 4 video attempts, like I said, to get this up for you guys. So first things first, we're going to take this brush here and we're going to go ahead and dig in with Tannicon. Tannicon is this shade right here next to Root Beer. It's a nice neutral tone. It's going to make it a lot easier to blend out some of these shades. We're just going to basically put it down as a base. So let's go ahead and get that in there. And guys, I'm going to even see if it was just a fluke the other day when I made it happen. I'm actually going to put lashes on for you guys live. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it may be a fluke. It may have been a one-time, like, hey, this is the only time ever when your lashes are going to go on the first time the way that they should. But hey, we're gonna test it out. We're gonna see what happens here. All right, so we have this base laid down now. I applied that using the JS11. We'll just set that off to the side for now. Now what I'm going to do, and just because for when I'm layering some of these colors, sometimes I've learned it makes it just a little bit easier to use a cut crease tool. This one I got from Ulta. I want to say I paid like $5.99. Maybe it was $9.99. But it just is going to help me not get the shadow all over the place. And the color that I'm going to be going in with for this is the Illuminati. So it's this really kind of nice metallic green shade that I think is super cool. And so let's go. I'm going to get a little bit on my brush. This brush, I've had this brush forever, but I love it. I love these brushes. They've held up really well. I've only had like one or two of them just completely die on me. Okay. And so this is a little bit trickier using the tool, rather than just using the tool like in my mirror. And I'm trying to make sure we do get like plenty of color packed in here. Yeah, we're gonna need a little bit more. Now I'm not trying to block what you guys can see here. All right, let me take a look at this in my mirror here. Yeah, that works. All right. Now let's go to the other eye. Same thing. I am starting out at the outer corner because since usually you want your darker shade to be out at the outer corner, that's why I'm putting it on the brush and then I'm starting out and I'm just kind of like dragging it across. Like I said, the nice thing about this tool is, and I'm just going to turn this way so you guys can see a little bit better, is it does allow you to kind of like layer that in without getting it all over the place. So you can use a little less concealer or wet primer to get the rest of that base laid down. Let me take a look here. Yeah, we're going to need to lay down a little bit more. And that's fine. Sometimes you do. Sometimes it just is what it is. And we're just going to get a little bit more because this one's not fanning out quite the way. So I may have to actually just kind of like flare this one out just a little bit more. And if I do, that's fine. Okay, let me just go ahead and I'm just blending some of this out and just kind of trying to even it out just a little bit with what we've got over here. And so like I said, it's not something that you necessarily have to use. I mean, like if you are really good at a cut crease on your own, you don't need to use the tool, but the tool is just there. It's there for you to use if you would like. All right. Now I am going to take my handy dandy trusty JS12 and I'm going to dip into What's the Tea. I want to get you guys like a good shot of that color. It's a little bit harder with some of these pastel colors. If you guys can get that really good coloring. It's kind of like a mint green. For those of you that aren't familiar with the palette. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it right along the top of this, of Illuminati. And just kind of blend them together. And we're just going to keep blending until we like what we're seeing there. There we go. See, I like how that laid down. Like it on this side, it seems to lay down really nice. Gives us just that nice, like neutral-ish highlight. Even though it is a shade of green. Some people may not see greens as a neutral color. For me, they are. And the reason that I say that is because green is a color that can work for pretty much anybody, regardless of your hair color, your eye shape. Green is an attractive color on everyone. Um, there we go, just a little bit more here. All right, there we go. We've got that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of Illuminati in a wet capacity because I'm going to bring in this cat eye just a little bit here. And so to get that better, cleaner line, I'm going to go in with this brush again, but I'm going to do it wet. So I'm just going to spritz it here with my Morphe setting spray. And I do this away from my palette because I don't need to get the setting spray in the palette, just on the brush. That way it just gets into the color that I need. And then I'm just going to take here from the corner and go up. See, just kind of brings it in just a little bit. I'm going to bring a little bit of this in here on this corner just to kind of darken it up just a little bit. All right. And I'm just going to bring just a little bit there. Just a touch. Because like I said, I don't need to bring a whole lot more in there. Just a little bit. There we go. We're going to do a little spritz and same thing on the other side. There we go. Aww. Why I gotta have one side that's being all janky and one side that looks all awesome? Like, well, because that's usually the way it works. So let me go in here. I'm just going to blend some of this out just a little bit more. And we may have to go in and just kind of clean that up a little bit. We'll see how that pans out. We may actually just go in. You know what? We're going to fight with it here in a minute. We're just going to leave it for a minute so we don't get crazy. Another shade that I wanted to add just a touch of in here is going to be food videos. And food videos is this nice yellow color here. There we go. Now you guys can kind of see it. There we go. You guys see it a little bit better there. That bright, bright yellow. We're going to kind of build from there, from the corner towards the green. And for that, I'm going to, first I'm just going to start kind of building some of that color in there. Actually, no, with this one, I think I'm going to need a wet base. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and dip in with my concealer. I am just putting it on the back of my hand here. And I am just going to put it on lightly with my finger. There we go. And now that should start to grip. Yes. As we start to pack on food videos. And sometimes when you're working with things like yellows, you have to sometimes work a little bit, I don't want to say more diligently, but it's more of a building process than when you're using darker shades or non-pastel shades. So sometimes you just have to kind of go in there and just kind of start packing it in. There we go. As you can see, we're starting to get some of that definition there for that yellow. Is definitely starting to show up a little bit more there. So we're going to go ahead and add into the other side. Setting my brush down before I poke myself in the eye. And like I said, we're just kind of we're packing it in layers. When you're packing it in these layers, like I said, yes, it does take a little bit more time, but your color payoff is going to be worth it. Trust me on this. Now, for me, don't get me wrong, I am intentionally adding this yellow in here, but I am not going for a full yellow moment here on this. So what we're going to do, we're going to grab just a touch of the Illuminati. Where's my little brush for that? There it is. And we're just going to kind of blend. We're going to take just a little bit and just kind of blend a little bit here. Just to kind of soften that moment a little bit. And we're just having a little bit of a blendable moment here. Because I don't want to completely do away with the yellow, but I also don't want it to be like my main focal point here. And yeah, I'm still not, let me try something here real quick. So what I am going to do is I am just going to touch this side up just a hair, because obviously I did get a little crazy. Okay, so we did at one point in time get a little bit crazy with that dark green on that outer lid on this eye. So what I did is I went and I just tapped in a little bit of concealer to lighten that up a little bit. And then I'm just going to blend a little bit, because we're not trying to go too far crazy the other direction either. We just want to even it out a little bit closer to here. And I think we've managed to achieve that. All right. Now I'm actually going to have to consult back to the really epic photo that I've done of this look a few times. Because I want to say I added some more colors in here, but I don't remember because it's been a few days. And some days I barely remember what I ate for breakfast. Okay, that was what we did. Okay, I thought we had one more in here. All right, so one thing we are going to do, just to blend a little bit more and add a little bit more depth here, we're going to go in and we're going to add just a little bit of the shade Diet Root Beer. And so we're going to do it this way because we learned that gives us much better color representation. Just right here. Grab that color right there. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and clean off the one I used, the brush I used for Tanacon with my brush cleaner that was here like 2 seconds ago. There we go. Guys, I'm so glad you guys are patient with me because you guys know that I'm a hot mess up here when I'm doing my videos here. I try not to be, but sometimes it just happens. You know, you set stuff off to the side and you're like, oh, wait a minute, where did I just set that? Oh, where did it go? There we go. Then we're just going to grab just a touch of root beer. Not a lot, just a little dab, then a smidge. And we're just going to add a little bit of it in here to kind of act as a transitioning color between food videos and Illuminati. And you may ask yourself, like, hey, how is that brown like a transition color? It's just because of the fact that it's going to help take from the super boldness of that yellow and bright yellow, and it's going to also like go with that darkness of that green that we have in Illuminati, and just kind of help make them look a little less different from each other. So as you can see, I'm just very gently just kind of brushing it in here. Very gently. And just kind of bringing it in. Then we're going to have to go in here with food videos because, like I said, anytime you're blending, you sometimes have to get some more of, and especially if you're doing like a lighter, more pastel family shade. And just kind of lightly brush that back. That way it gives us that little better blend. And so it's a little less sharp. All right. Now here is where it's going to get a little bit interesting. So we are going to grab, once again, go our Morphe spray. We're going to grab a JS10. We're going to angle it to make sure we get the top of this because we're trying to get a pretty nice fine line for this. As we go in here and grab Not a Fact, which is right here by my thumb, and we're going to go right underneath our lower lash line with that. Now this can get really crazy if you don't start out slow. So you grab a little, get into your corner here, right near the bottom, right up next to that lash line, and tap and stroke. Just little taps. There we go. Because if you drag it, it's going to give you an uneven line. Where if you just kind of tap and move, it's going to keep a little bit more consistency for you on that. And do the same thing over here. Just start at the corner, outer corner, tap and move right along the lash line. All right. Now what I'm going to do, some of you are going to be like, what is she doing? Why is she doing that? Well, I'm doing it for depth of color. And I'm going to grab, once again, this brush here that I used with Tanacon, and root beer. I'm going to clean it off again because we're going to add just a little bit to the Not a Fact. Just because we want it to be just a little bit more mellow. We don't want it to seem quite as sharp. So we're going to go in here and we're going to grab pigment. It's this nice pink shade right here. We're going to grab that, and we're not going to do it wet. We're going to do it dry. We're just going to grab it, and this is where we're going to put it right next to it, like literally right on top of it almost, and tap and swipe. And a little bit back here. And you can see that's starting to just kind of bring that extra color out, right? And it gives it almost like a neon glow. So go back over here and do the same thing. And we're just going to smudge it a little. There we go. All right. Now we are going to add just a little bit of eyeliner, not a lot, just a little bit to kind of bring it in a little bit because that yellow is just kind of screaming at me a little. And I feel like we kind of need to build up that lash line a little bit. And we're going to grab our mirror. And like I said, this is not the usual eyeliner I use. I'm testing out something new, and I'm not digging it because I will openly admit I've probably gotten a little bit spoiled because my IT superhero eyeliner, as well as the Unframed Beauty eyeliner, go on much smoother than any of these other eyeliners I have tried in the last few weeks. And this is becoming a point of contention for me, to be completely honest. The fact that I can't just drag this and get a clean line really annoys me. Because I feel like that's kind of like the point of liquid eyeliner. Like, I should not have to, like, tap, tap, tap with a liquid eyeliner. Like, this is not a pen and ink art drawing. This is skin. This is my face. You know, okay. Now, guys, here's what we're going to try. And it might get a little tricky. But we're going to try it again. Because we had success once. We're going to see if it was a fluke. So what I'm going in with, and I've taken them out of the box already, is the Flamey Lashes from Unicorn Cosmetics. This is what they look like. They've been worn once. They have been cleaned. They are back in their fabulous little box. So we're going to try putting them again. We're going to see what happens. Because I saw, and I don't remember whether it was TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, somewhere, someone saying, hey, try this the next time you need to put on your lashes. So, one, we're going to start with our right lash. We're going to take our lash glue. And we are just going to apply a very teeny tiny amount, like you would, to the spine on the lash. And so right now, let's just very gently, right. For right now, I'm going to just set this here while I get some lash glue and put it on this brush. And you're wondering, why are you putting it on a brush? You already put it on your lash. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to put this glue along my lash line. So right here on top of this eyeliner that I just put on, I am going to apply a little bit of lash glue. And what this is going to allow me to do is it's going to allow for me to get adhesion from both sides. So let me just set that down there. Pick up this lash. All right, it is still drying a little bit, which is fine. Got my lash tweezers here. Sorry, I had an extra little piece of fuzz there. Okay, so it's tacky on my lid. And this still has some damp glue. So we're going to go close our eye. Line it up. Bam. They're on. All right. I'll need to blend them just a little bit here in a minute, but I want to give that glue time to finish setting. But bam. So it works. So let's try it with the other. That way, in case you guys thought this was just a hoax and you walked away to get a drink because you're like, she's going to be spending the next 15 minutes putting on these lashes, I'll show you again. Little bit of glue to the back of to the spine on your lash. Not a ton, just a little bit. Now we're going to take our angle brush here. And we're going to drag it across. And I'm going to go ahead and put my cap back on my lash glue because I shouldn't need it anymore after this. Help it dry a little bit. Oh, look at that blend. Yes. And, while we're talking about this, like I said, if this is something that you enjoy, if you like watching makeup videos, if you like unboxings, and you want to see more of this, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Hit the little bell. That way you know every time I'm doing a video. All right, so on my lid, it's tacky. On my lash, it's still kind of damp, and I keep picking up all these extra little hairs here. There we go. Just going to take my lash tweezers. And we're going to line it up. Going to open our eye. Gonna fix it. Secure the corner. I may need to give the glue on the lash for that one just a few extra seconds to dry. Bam! Full set on. Live in the video. There we go. Reline that corner. And then I'll have to blend them here in just a minute. But yeah, look at that. If you ask me, that's a technique that works pretty well. So now that we have our shadow on, we've got our lashes on, we've got all this, let's go ahead and put the rest of our face on. I'm going to go in with my Il Makiage Born This Way foundation. I just pumped that onto the back of my hand because I use my hand like a painter uses his palette. I'm going to go in with the Tati Beauty Blendiful again. And watch this. I love how well this does full coverage. Because... and look. Yes. And this is a medium to full coverage foundation, so I mean, I am fully aware of the fact that it's covering up a lot of my red. There's a reason I swear by this foundation. Anybody that has a rosy complexion, if you have not tried this foundation, I strongly recommend it. Because it will definitely help you cover that. And like, I mean, you can even see it here. Like, here's the half we've done. Here's the half we haven't. And it is still buildable, so like if you need something that's more full or you're going for more of a medium coverage that day, because sometimes I do look more of a medium coverage look rather than full coverage, you can definitely do that with this. And get in there under the nose. Get in there in the corners of the eye, just in case we got any green in there. There we go. All right, we got our foundation on. Now let's go ahead and do some brows. I'm going to go in there with my Benefit Ka-Brow. Oh, that's how that keeps happening. Now I understand why. So one thing I've noticed I've been doing lately is like this brow on this side, like I don't arch it as much for some reason. But then like when I go to do this side, I'm like, I have this really sharp corner. So let me see. We're going to try this we're going to try. We're all about trying new things today. We're going to go ahead and I'll pick that up in a minute. Yeah, guys, I drop stuff a lot. I'm just working on a very small space right now. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I didn't go crazy angle. Yes. Okay. So we're kind of even. One's just a little bit darker, but that's easy to fix because I just go back in here and darken it up a little bit. And we have some brows, folks. And so we are just going to go in and clean it up just a touch, just a little bit with the concealer. And I just had my brush for this. Oh, there we go. This is one of those nice kind of flattish brushes. So it's really, I love these for cleaning up my brows. Because it just kind of makes it easier, I guess. All right, so we've gone ahead and cleaned that up. Are we looking good today? Yeah. I need to add a little bit more there, but that's an easy fix. Here's the thing when you're doing your makeup. Know that you can always go back in and add. Like if you need a little more tail there, you can add it. It's fine. There we go. There we go. That one just did. The corner for some reason didn't quite stick down on that. But I think we're good to go now. Yeah, we good to go now. All right. All right. Now let's go ahead. I'm not feeling like contouring. I'm really not. So I think what we may do today, we may just add a highlight. Let's just add a highlight today. Why not? You know, because just look at the big difference. Just even sometimes just doing your eyes. Like you find your focal point. Like what do you want to just bring out? You don't always have to go full contour. So yeah, I think I'm not going to. I think I am just going to add some highlight because I love highlight. We're going to go in with the Jeffree Star Skin Frost and Ice Cold. I might contour my nose a little. We'll see. Maybe I'm feeling it. Maybe I'm not. And the one thing with the Skin Frost, I have to remember, I've gotten so used to using the Extreme Frost, they're a little bit different. Ooh, yeah, I might have just gone pixie slapped. Yeah, I just went pixie slapped, y'all. Sorry. Oopsie. These are not quite as sheer as the Extreme Frosts are. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's be really clear about that. Like, but sometimes that means that if I go a little crazy, I'm gonna go back in. I'm just gonna tap it out. Tap it out a little bit. There we go. We still get that nice blinding highlight. But it doesn't look like we've been pixie slapped. And we are just going to go in and add just a touch in here just because why not? I think it needs it. Why not? All right. And Cupid's bow, just a little bit. All right. And because of the fact that I have not forgotten about, even though, like I said, the Conspiracy palette is currently the palette I've used the most because I've had to recreate this look 4 times to get one video because the palette was conspiring against me. That's my honest opinion. We're going to go in with the gloss in Wizard's Glass from the Jeffree Star Bloodlust collection. This is one, it's gotten lots of people love it. It is a great gloss, and here's why. It is so versatile. It gives you just a little bit of color that sometimes you need, but still gives you that glossiness and that iridescence. Like, look at that. This is really a shade that can go with any look you're doing. Because it has those nice brown, rich undertones. Which gives you that nice neutral gloss effect. So yeah, guys, this is where we're at for today. We finally got this video up. It's a miracle. An honest, bona fide miracle. So, hey, everybody, just make sure, you are being safe out there. Do your best to, hey, find creative things to do around the house with your family, with your kids, with your pets, with your loved ones. Just stay safe out there. That's really the most important thing right now. And hey, I'm going to do what I can to get some more content up here so I can make sure that, if you are looking for something new, you've got some more content. So guys, for now, this is going to be Shield Maiden signing out. Just like always, everybody, be sure that you are flying those geek flags high. Till next time.